Gentlemen, I want to speak to you clearly and directly. Imagine for a moment that you could stimulate a hidden point in your own body for just 60 seconds, and with that, recover firm, energetic erections that many believe are lost forever. It's a natural method to restore circulation, sensitivity, and above all, confidence. And the best part? It works at 60, 70, or even 80 years old. It's not an empty trick. It's the union of modern medicine with ancestral knowledge, and it can completely transform the way you feel as a man. My name is Dora Elena Ramírez. I am a urologist and specialist in men's health with more than 3 decades accompanying older men who seek to recover their vitality. Throughout my career, I have heard thousands of quiet confessions from gentlemen who feel frustrated, noticing that their strength and intimacy is fading. And I have had the privilege of guiding them toward practical, proven solutions full of hope. Many believe that when potency decreases, there are only 2 options: pills or resignation. But that's not true. There is a point in your own body that almost no one talks about, a place recognized by traditional medicine for centuries. Today, modern science confirms that this point has the power to activate circulation, improve nervous health, and strengthen the pelvic area. I make you a promise. If you massage this point for just 1 minute a day, you can promote blood flow, relax the pelvic floor muscles, and awaken the systems that fuel firm erections and lasting vitality. In a few moments, I will show you exactly where it is, how to locate it, the correct way to stimulate it, and which natural oils enhance its effectiveness even more. I invite you to stay because this knowledge could be the key to recovering your potency. Before continuing, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any of my health tips, designed especially for men in their prime. And if this message resonates with you, let me know by writing a 1 in the comments. If you feel it doesn't add value, write 0, so I can keep improving and offer you the guidance you really need. Now, before I show you where this powerful point is, we need to understand what changes in the body after 50. Erections that once arrived effortlessly begin to lose intensity, not because masculinity disappears, but because certain internal processes gradually reduce circulation, nervous sensitivity, and pelvic muscle strength. Allow me to speak to you with the same sincerity I use in my consultations. I've seen it in hundreds of men. At first, everything seems to function as always, and over the years, almost without realizing it, the changes settle in. What was once firm and reliable suddenly becomes uncertain. Sometimes it holds halfway or doesn't appear at all. And it's not just about intimacy. This affects confidence, the way you perceive yourself as a man. Many confess to me that they feel part of their identity slipping away. But I want you to understand something fundamental. You are not alone, and it's not your fault. The reality is that after 50, the body goes through very specific transformations. One of the most important occurs in the pelvic floor muscles, which are responsible for controlling both urination and erections. These muscles become tense and weak at the same time. It may sound strange, but imagine a rubber band that has been stretched for too long. It seems tense, but it has lost strength. And that's what happens inside your body. The tension hinders blood from circulating freely, while the lack of strength means the muscles can no longer sustain erections as before. Secondly, the blood vessels themselves lose elasticity over the years. They harden and narrow. That means blood doesn't reach the penis with the same ease or speed as in youth. Erections depend on an intense and rapid flow. When the vessels can't dilate properly, firmness and duration are affected. Thirdly, the nerves in the pelvic region begin to compress. Years of sitting too long, stress, poor posture, and even scars from old inflammations end up squeezing the pathways where sensations travel. The result is dulled sensitivity, reduced arousal, and slower responses. You might be thinking now, this sounds like a hopeless combination. weak muscles, rigid vessels, and compressed nerves. But here's where I want you to pay attention. Just because this is common doesn't mean it's permanent. These problems are not a lifelong sentence. In fact, they are signals your own body sends asking for help, stimulation, and restored circulation. The surprising truth is that there is a very specific point in your body, hidden in plain sight, that when massaged correctly, can reverse much of this deterioration. It's an area that most men never pay attention to, but it holds the key to reactivating circulation, nerves, and strength. In the next part, I will reveal with precision where this point is and why it has been called the $1 million point. Number 2, the secret point, the perineum. Now that you understand why the body changes after 50, I want to show you something that almost no one talks about, not even in medical consultations. There is a small, hidden area in your body that directly influences erections, prostate health, and even bladder control. That area is called the perineum, known in traditional medicine as the $1 million point. It's right between the scrotum and the anus, a place few men pay attention to until they discover how crucial it is. I'll be honest with you. When I started practicing decades ago, I didn't give the perineum much importance either. Like many doctors trained in Western medicine, my focus was on medications, procedures, or surgeries. But over time, by listening to my patients and observing how their bodies responded, I understood something powerful. That forgotten point is like a secret intersection where several highways of men's health converge. Think about it. Beneath that small strip of skin run essential blood vessels that carry blood to the penis. They are like pipes, transporting the fuel needed for a firm, sustained erection. Alongside them run vital nerves that transmit signals of arousal and pleasure to the brain. Without those impulses, intimacy fades like a song played on damaged speakers. The root of the penis is anchored precisely in this area, and right above it is the prostate, a vital organ for both sexual and urinary function. All these elements, vessels, nerves, muscles, and organs, concentrate in a space smaller than the palm of your hand. When circulation slows, nerves lose sensitivity and muscles tense up. It's precisely at this crossroads where problems tend to accumulate. And here's the surprising part. By applying a gentle, consistent massage to the perineum, it's possible to influence all these systems directly at the same time. It's like sending your body a clear signal. Wake up, release, and let it flow again. Many men who start stimulating this area describe the experience as if a sudden internal traffic jam in the pelvis clears up and everything starts moving freely again. That's why ancestral medical traditions placed so much importance on the so-called $1 million point. They recognized that vitality could be sustained through specific care of this small area. Today, modern science finally confirms what those cultures intuited. Massaging the perineum improves blood flow, activates nerves, and reduces pelvic floor tension. This is where it becomes truly practical. It's not enough to know that the perineum is important. The key is learning to locate it and stimulate it correctly. In the next part, I'll guide you step by step to find this point and perform the massage safely and comfortably, something you can do in your own home. 3. How to locate it and massage it. Now that you know the perineum is the secret intersection where blood vessels, nerves, and even the prostate converge, the question is simple. How do you locate it? And what do you do once you find it? I want you to imagine this moment as if I were right there with you in the room, guiding your hand with the same calm I've used to accompany thousands of men before. The perineum is in that small strip of skin right between the scrotum and the anus, exactly in the center. At first, it might feel strange because it's an area rarely given attention, but with a little patience, you'll recognize it. When you press gently with your fingertips, you should feel a slight, soft, sensitive indentation, almost delicate. That tender sensation isn't a sign of damage. On the contrary, it's confirmation that you've reached the right spot. Once located, the technique is very simple. Bring together your index and middle fingers and use them to apply steady, moderate pressure. Imagine pressing on a ripe tomato, firm enough to feel its texture, but gentle enough not to break it. That's the ideal pressure measure. From there, make small circles clockwise for 30 seconds, then repeat counterclockwise for another 30 seconds. This 1-minute routine is usually enough to start improving circulation and releasing tension. Some men prefer a gentle up and down motion, as if lightly bouncing on the point. Others find benefits in alternating firm pressure for 5 seconds and relaxation for another 5, creating a rhythmic pumping that stimulates blood flow. The important thing is to understand that it's not about applying excessive force or forcing immediate results. Too much pressure will only leave discomfort and discouragement. Think of it less as physical exercise and more as a gentle invitation, a signal to your body to relax and open up again. With practice, the motion becomes almost automatic, and soon you'll notice your body starting to respond. More warmth in the area, a sense of relief, and even a gentle pulse indicating fresh blood circulating to neglected regions. The most valuable part of this technique is its simplicity. You don't need special tools, expensive treatments, or complicated instructions. Just your own hands, a comfortable position, and the willingness to give yourself 60 seconds of mindful care. At the beginning, it might feel strange or even a bit uncomfortable, but after 1 or 2 weeks, many men tell me they look forward to this little daily ritual, not just for the physical benefits, but for the sense of control it restores over their own health. And while you can perform the massage without anything extra, there is a way to make it much more comfortable, and above all, more effective by using appropriate oils. In the next part, I'll explain exactly which oils to choose and how they turn this simple massage into a powerful daily practice. 4. The oils that enhance it. While it's true that the massage can be done directly with your fingertips, after years of working with men, I've confirmed that the right oil completely transforms the experience. It's not just about reducing friction. The oil opens additional layers of healing, improves circulation, soothes inflammation, and nourishes tissues that have been forgotten for years. I clearly remember a gentleman over 70 who came with doubts about this method. He tried it dry for a week and admitted it felt uncomfortable and ineffective. When I suggested adding oil, everything changed. In just a few days, he noticed more warmth, better flow, and a general sense of well-being. Sometimes, the smallest detail makes the biggest difference. So, the question arises, which oils are really worth it? At the top of my list is castor oil. This oil has been used for centuries in traditional medicine for its extraordinary ability to penetrate deeply into tissues. It contains ricinoleic acid, a compound that simultaneously soothes inflammation and stimulates circulation. Applied to the perineum, castor oil seems to go beyond the surface, as if reaching internal muscles and blood vessels. Many men describe a pleasant, warming sensation after using it, a clear sign that blood is flowing better. Another excellent option is virgin coconut oil. It's usually my recommendation for those with more sensitive skin, because it's naturally antibacterial, soothing, and absorbs easily without leaving greasy residue. Plus, it contains compounds that promote hormonal balance and reduce mild inflammation, key aspects for erectile health. And let's be honest, its scent is much more pleasant than castor oil, which some find too medicinal. For those seeking something even more potent, black seed oil is another notable alternative. This oil contains thymoquinone, a compound that various studies associate with improved circulation and support for testosterone production. In Middle Eastern traditions, it has been considered a true tonic for men's vitality for centuries. The only downside is that some of these oils can be a bit more expensive or harder to find. However, many men feel the results justify the effort. And if you want to take this practice to the next level, you can blend them and even add a few drops of essential oils. Peppermint oil helps stimulate circulation. Rosemary awakens nerve activity, and sandalwood has traditionally been linked to men's reproductive health. That said, remember that essential oils are very potent, just 3 or 4 drops per ounce of base oil. By including them, this massage stops being a simple gesture and becomes a true ritual of self-care. It's not just about fingers pressing tissue, but the therapeutic properties of the oils working in tandem with your touch. When you combine both, the manual technique and the power of the oils, the results are usually felt faster, more intensely, and longer lasting. Now that you know how to enhance the massage with oils, a natural question arises. Why does this technique really work? 5. Why it works. The science. When you first hear the idea of pressing a single point on the body for just 1 minute a day, it might sound too simple to make a difference. But once you understand what happens inside your body, it all starts to make sense. Over the years, I've explained this process to hundreds of men who came to my office full of doubts, and I've seen their expressions change when the science aligned with what they themselves experienced. Let me guide you step by step. The first effect, and perhaps the most evident, is the improvement in blood circulation. By applying pressure and gentle motion to the perineum, you act like a pump, helping stagnant blood exit the tissues and making way for fresh, oxygen-rich blood. Erections depend entirely on this blood torrent, and the more you stimulate circulation, the stronger and more responsive the system becomes. Many men describe a warming sensation during or after the massage. That's blood returning to areas deprived of flow. Secondly, you're reactivating nerves that may have become sluggish or numb over time. The nerves that transmit signals for arousal and erection pass directly through the perineal region. When tense muscles or poor posture compress them, those signals lose strength. The gentle massage decompresses them, allowing messages to travel clearly again. It's like dusting off an electrical contact. The signal becomes strong and crisp once more. The third benefit is that this massage indirectly supports the prostate. This organ is right above the perineum, and when circulation in the area improves, the prostate strengthens too. Better irrigation can reduce congestion, promote hormonal activity, and even alleviate some urinary symptoms that many men experience with age. More than one has told me not only did their erections improve, but their nighttime bathroom visits decreased too. Finally, this massage releases pelvic floor tension. These muscles, like those in the shoulders or back, can become overloaded and stiffen. But since they're hidden deep in the body, most men never realize the essential role they play in erection, orgasm, and bladder control. By releasing these tension points, the entire pelvic system starts functioning more smoothly and strongly. And there's yet another effect that many men overlook: the impact on the nervous system. This massage activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for relaxation, repair, and recovery. In that state, stress hormones like cortisol, which directly interfere with sexual function, begin to drop. That's why so many men report not just better performance, but also a sense of calm, mental clarity, and emotional balance. By turning this massage into a daily habit, it all happens at once. Better circulation, more alert nerves, prostate support, relaxed muscles, and a balanced nervous system. That explains how such a small, simple gesture can offer such profound benefits. But knowing it works is only half the journey. The real question is when to do it and how often for the best results. That's exactly what we'll cover next. 6. Timing and frequency. One of the most common questions I get is, "Doctor, what time of day is best for this massage? And how many times should I repeat it?" It's a logical doubt because in practices like this, timing and consistency change everything. Over the years, I've accompanied men aged 60, 70, and even over 80 in this routine, and I've observed a very clear pattern. When it becomes a daily ritual rather than a sporadic trial, the results accumulate gradually until real changes are noticeable in how the body responds. Mornings are an excellent time. That's when testosterone levels peak. By massaging the perineum shortly after waking, you tap into your body's natural hormonal rhythm, like amplifying a signal it's already sending. Many men who do it in the morning say they feel more vital throughout the day and even notice firmer, spontaneous erections from the first week. Nights, however, have their advantages too. A 1-minute massage before bed helps the nervous system enter a deep state of relaxation. It reduces stress levels, releases pelvic floor tension, and can improve both the quality of nocturnal erections and morning rigidity the next day. I've heard countless testimonials from men who noticed more restorative sleep and a steadier mood. To start, I usually recommend every other day. That way, the body adapts without causing irritation or discomfort. After the first week, most can do it once a day without issues, and those who truly enjoy the benefits often move to 2 sessions, one in the morning and one at night, for even greater results. But I want to make something clear. It's not about how long or how hard you do it. One consistent minute is more valuable than long, sporadic sessions. Think of it like physical exercise. You don't get in shape by going to the gym once until exhaustion. You achieve it by going every day and giving your body the right stimulus. It's also worth mentioning that if you plan an intimate encounter, doing the massage 2 to 3 hours beforehand is usually most effective. That way, you prepare the system without overstimulating it, leaving you ready and energized at the right moment. Over time, you'll discover the rhythm that best fits your life. But the golden rule is simple. Consistency is worth more than intensity. I've accompanied men aged 60, 70, and even over 80 who, after a few weeks, return with testimonials that seem too good to be true, but they repeat over and over. One of the first changes many notice is better bladder control. That annoyance of drips after urinating, constant nighttime bathroom trips, and discomforts often considered inevitable with age start to reduce noticeably. The reason? By relaxing and strengthening the pelvic floor, you restore the support the bladder needs to function properly. I remember a patient nearly 70 who told me he went from waking up 4 times a night to just once, and some nights, not at all. His wife was thrilled too because they could finally sleep through the night. Another unexpected benefit is relief from chronic pain in the pelvis or lower back. The pelvic floor muscles connect to the hips, lower back, and even the core. When those muscles are rigid or knotted, they pull on everything around them. Releasing that tension eases pressure in areas that may have caused discomfort for years. I'll never forget a 72-year-old gentleman who said his hip pain, which had plagued him for 5 years, disappeared completely after 3 weeks of consistent practice. His physical therapist couldn't believe it, but he knew the cause: this daily massage. There are also men who report greater stability during exercise, more endurance, and faster recovery. The pelvic floor is part of the body's foundation, and when it works as it should, the whole system moves with more balance and efficiency. Even mental clarity and mood are favored. Stress hormones decrease, circulation improves, and with it comes a sense of lightness, focus, and renewed vitality. Several confess to me that they feel more confident in their daily lives, simply because they're finally caring for an area they'd ignored for decades. These benefits remind us that this massage isn't just about recovering intimate performance. It's about supporting overall health, dignity, and quality of life. Now, knowing all these advantages is only half the equation. The real challenge is making this practice a permanent part of your daily routine. And in the next section, I'll show you how to integrate it into your life so it feels natural, simple, and hard to forget. 9. Turning it into a daily habit. The biggest challenge with any health practice isn't learning what to do. it's maintaining it long enough to enjoy its real benefits. I've seen many men get enthusiastic, try the massage for a few days, and then drop it because daily obligations get in the way. The truth is, this technique doesn't work as a quick fix, but as a daily ritual as natural as brushing your teeth or washing your face. When you find a rhythm, it stops feeling like an obligation and becomes a small gift you give yourself each day. The first step is to link the massage to something you already do consistently. It could be right after your morning shower, before shaving, or at bedtime. When you tie it to an existing habit, it becomes automatic, and you no longer rely on willpower. Many men have told me that simply keeping a jar of oil on the nightstand was the decisive change that allowed them to stay consistent. What you don't see tends to be forgotten, but having it in sight every day makes it impossible to ignore. Another surprisingly effective tool is keeping a small log. It doesn't need to be detailed. Just note how you felt, your energy level, or how your body responded. Over time, those notes become clear evidence of your progress. I remember a 70-year-old man who rated his vitality on a scale of 1 to 10 each morning. A month later, reviewing his notes, he saw his scores rising steadily, and that was all the motivation he needed to keep going. It's important not to fall into the perfectionism trap. You don't need to do the massage at the exact same time every day for it to work. If you forget one day, don't try to compensate by doing double the next. Just pick it back up as if nothing happened. What truly matters isn't rigid rules, but consistency over time. Even practicing 3 or 4 times a week can generate profound changes, though the ideal is daily. The goal is to see this massage as a preventive tool, not just a remedy when problems already exist. Even if you're satisfied with your performance today, incorporating this routine will help preserve your potency, energy, and vitality as you age. It's always easier to maintain health than to recover it once lost. And when you commit to this habit, you're actually investing in yourself, an investment that returns confidence, strength, and quality of life. Once you've integrated it naturally into your routine, the final step arrives: understanding the big picture. Why 1 minute a day can transform the way you age, and why ignoring it has a real cost. 10. The decision is yours. At the end of the day, it all boils down to a simple choice. Do you accept deterioration as an inevitable consequence of age? Or do you decide to take an active role in keeping your body strong, vital, and full of life? I've seen countless men pass through my office, some in their 60s, others 70s, and even over 80, who felt defeated because pills didn't give lasting results. Many believed their best years were behind them. Yet, when they adopted this 1-minute daily massage, something surprising happened. They began to feel they were regaining control. They discovered they didn't have to surrender their vitality to age. Caring for your potency doesn't mean chasing lost youth. It means protecting your dignity, your intimacy, and the confidence of knowing your body can still respond when you want it to. We change the oil in our cars, maintain our machines, and devote time to tending our gardens. But we often forget to care for the one vehicle that truly matters, our own body. This simple gesture of pressing a point for 1 minute a day is like preventive maintenance for your manhood. It's not flashy, it's not expensive, but it works. And it puts the power back in your own hands. I often think of a patient nearly 80 who came in resigned, convinced intimacy was a thing of the past. After 30 days of consistent practice, he told me with tears in his eyes, not only had his physical function improved, but he'd also regained the emotional connection with his wife. They started laughing together again, embracing with tenderness, and he said a phrase I'll never forget: "Doctor, I feel like I've become myself again." That's the true promise of all this. It's not just about firmer erections, but about a fuller life, lived with joy, confidence, and closeness. Now, the choice is in front of you. You can keep relying on quick fixes, waiting for results that never come, and watch vitality slip away little by little. Or you can dedicate just 1 minute each day to nourish your body, improve your circulation, regain your security, and reconnect with your masculine essence. The investment is minimal, just a bit of time, a bit of consistency, and perhaps a jar of oil. But the reward can be extraordinary. And if you've made it this far with me, it's because I know you're serious about making that decision. What comes next is the most important part of all, the final conclusion, the message I want etched in your memory, a reminder that your best years could still be ahead. Conclusion. We've walked a complete path together. Why potency decreases with age? The hidden power of the perineum, the proper way to massage it, the oils that enhance the process, the scientific explanation behind this practice, the ideal time to do it, mistakes to avoid, and benefits that go far beyond intimate performance. What I want you to remember is simple. You're not helpless. With just 1 minute a day, you can recover not only function, but also dignity, intimacy, and confidence. I've seen how it has transformed the lives of many men, and it can transform yours too. The choice is literally in your hands.